about search engine results pages, and I've been trying to compare the results between sites, and I didn't see a good tool, especially not a free one. And if you try to use these SEO tools, they give you a few free and then that's it. Well, this type of stuff should really be free in my opinion, but even Google doesn't really give a good API to their custom search result page, or whatever they call it, custom search or programmable search. They have so many names for it, but it's highly limited, 100 a day, and then they start charging you a half cent a query, which is amazing because Google is completely free. You could do billions of searches on Google and they can't really charge you. They don't even, most of it can be anonymous, so they don't even know, except for IP address. But as soon as you start using the API, then they can charge you, and you have to enable billing and all kinds of things. But let's take what they give us, because I'm using it. I'm using the Google search results page and comparing it against Zillow.com. If people want other comparisons, obviously it can be compared with anything, or that could be another parameter. But I think that to keep it simple, just compare against Zillow, because Zillow seems to go all out and have all kinds of special things so that they can show up differently in the search results. And this is an example. Everyone knows that when you search Google, what Google is giving back probably to its client, to the browser, or to whatever page that loads it, is an API. It probably talks to an API, and it probably talks to the search results page. And the search results page API gives JSON data. And this is what we're processing here. We're trying to make it simpler. And all these things that come back, you can see queries. If you don't know what queries is, then we added search. So you can search the dev site under custom search, or if you go to this little question mark, you can just search all of the dev site. Now it could search anything. It could search all of Google, but I kept it to Google's developer site because this is really Google search results. There's probably some standards and there's probably some boards and all kinds of stuff, and obviously if you have feedback, this can be anything we want it to be. So if you don't know what a query is, I just say search in the dev site, the Google dev site, or request. Obviously this is not going to be very useful, but some of these words, like total results, will show up in the dev site. So let's do one that I know. I kind of know what's happening here is because the search results page search engine results page has to kind of give a page and a next page. So if you compare Zillow, which is always in red, the way it's set up now, because it's the first, comparing against Google. So if you see, it's a custom search results site Zillow versus site Google. So what site does, the site operator, is it narrows the search results to that site. Now you can put any keywords you want in here, but the site operator is the most useful. And so if we want to understand some of these terms, then we can query or hit the link to search. But let's just do a high-level overview of what actually is shown here. You can tell that it was Zillow versus Google because it even shows it in the title, right? Obviously it's going to be a different title, but then here search information is even cooler. It's saying that Google has indexed a 500,000, is that million? No, that billion, so this is million. So 500 million of its own pages under google.com, and only about 28 million or 29 million of Zillow, right? So that's what that's saying. Then you come down here and it's showing items. Items is a thing that comes out of the search engine results page. And there's kind, and there's title, and HTML title. And you can see that Zillow does a lot of stuff here. Look, Google doesn't even compete. It doesn't even have... it's hard to believe Google doesn't have in the items. It doesn't even show anything. So that's kind of strange. Oh, maybe down here? Okay, so finally a title shows up. Because this is doing some type of comparison. See, it's not organized in quite the right way. But it does show, I guess the first one doesn't have a title, which is interesting. Then it compares against the next one. And you see what Zillow is doing is trying to put its high level, because this is the search results for Zillow, right? And Google tries to prioritize things. So Zillow... I don't know if we can control what Google prioritizes. I don't think so. That might be one of the reasons why we're, always changing search and stuff. But in the end, I think this crawling still has to happen. So if you look at what they prioritized, Google says that Zillow's real estate, apartments, and home values seems to be the most important. And their homepage seems to be the most important. Now, if we go down, next head count. I don't even know what that means. So let's see if that actually shows up. So you can actually search in here, next head count. It shows this, but I don't think that's going to have next head count. So you can search here, say next head. It might be something that our friends Zillow are just inventing. So yeah, let's make this bigger too so that people with smaller screens can see it. Right? There you go. It's nice and big. Yeah, there you go. So what is all these parts of Google search results? JSON data? We have to research that. There's a cache ID, is a formatted URL. So let's go down. This is all Zillow in red. And let's just see what Google finally shows up as a title with Android apps. So let's just show for people that are really confused what is going on here. If you go into Google and you type site.google.com, there you go. So let's make that bigger. These are the things that Google prioritizes for Google. Fonts and Android apps. So if we go back to here, you'll see that Android apps is here. See? So it's comparing. Ohio real estate shows up for Zillow. So if we go back here and we type site Zillow, of course you can type anything you want here, but we're focused on particular sites. If you show here, it should show Ohio, stay signed out. Yeah, I don't want to sign in. It should show Ohio. See, Connecticut, California. I think the JSON data is not quite ordered. There must be, yeah, there's Ohio. So if we go back, that's all this thing is doing. It's comparing the two site pages and it's doing it in an organized way. Right? And it says, here's the snippet for Zillow. It says it has, look at that many houses for sale in Ohio. Wow, 22,000 houses for sale. And you notice that Zillow stays within the limits. You see, it doesn't have ... because if you go too big, Google starts cutting it off. Enjoy millions. So here's what Google says. Enjoy millions of latest apps. You see, Google's a good example probably that they don't go over the limits either. And so there's the snippet and HTML snippet. Let's see if Google even has one. Yeah, it does. And it basically has the exact same thing. So it looks like our friend Zillow kind of looks at the way Google does things. Now there's the formatted URL. And this is Zillow saying Ohio, because you can see up here it's talking about Ohio. OH is Ohio. And that's the structure of the site. So our friend, this is a good thing to do. You want to structure your site, so look at the way Zillow does it. Now, Google actually has it at the higher level. So they have a whole nother subdomain. They don't have a subpage or whatever this is called, a directory. Now, if we keep going down, there's a breadcrumb list, and you can see again that Zillow just loves all these options. It has events, it has image, it has end date. So let's look at one of these things. I think we should be able to even look at what this is. Copy, and then go up here and see what that is. Let's just see what Zillow is doing here. So it's some house. So they're putting that in there. Somehow, if you look at their page, one of the things you can do is go to this page, because it has to do with this page. This page, we should be able to see that image in that page, right? So if we go here and we go here, that image, yep, there it is, right there. So somehow they're actually, if you looked at the what would it be? The sitemap? No, yeah, I wonder. Somehow they're telling on this page that Google should know about this image. Even though if you go to this Zillow page and you look at Ohio right here, there's nothing, there's no image here. So I wonder why they're telling, the search results page is obviously sending a lot more, or the search engine result page is sending a lot more, but see, it's not showing up here. Maybe it's for some other discovery or something. You can see there's a lot of, see, this is what they did, is they organized their site by state, and then even by city here, your county. So yeah, it's, and so let's go back to the comparison. So if we look here, you can see that image. So let's go back to the comparison and see why they, breadcrumb list. Let's see, what is so special? What are they trying to say here? So I guess we have to look up what breadcrumb means, because this is all part of a page map breadcrumb. So this we might find, because that's a very specific thing. And look at that, it's not there. So what we do in that case is we just close that, and we'll do a higher level search. That's what the question mark is for. This is going to just search all of DevSite, and yeah, how to add a breadcrumb. So here is where you could learn about that. There's a breadcrumb list for Gmail. What? Developers Gmail, but I don't think that's what we want. I think it's this one. And there must be something in that page. So it's saying breadcrumb. And let's go, there's the Search Console Sitemap API. Oh my goodness. So we go down here, and let's just see if that's the case. There's something called, does it even use the word breadcrumb in it? Yes, it does call it breadcrumb. So if we go back to the page, this page, and we view the source, just keep it simple, and we look for breadcrumb, it should be in here. Let's just see, can you even search this thing? Why can't I say? Okay, there it is. Breadcrumb. Yeah, they have something called max breadcrumb. They have a breadcrumb list. There it is. I think this is it. The breadcrumb list, and it has position. It's not very well. Yeah, see? It's all on one line, but if we formatted this, it would be easier to see. I don't think there's a built-in formatter. But there it is, breadcrumb list. So that's how, if you want to copy the way Zillow does things, you would just take this JSON LD or LD JSON stuff and put it something similar. Obviously, you're not going to just take what they have because that's specific to them. But that's what's happening here. So let's go back to here and see what else is different. So this shows ideas that you can use. See, look at this. There's URLs, attendance. This is probably all part of the breadcrumb, right? Because it's all under image breadcrumb list, right? So breadcrumbs, I guess, are made up of events, or maybe there's no. It seems like it's nested. So yeah. So let's just see. Event is too generic a word. If you search on event, you're going to get everything. Name. So this all seems to be part of breadcrumbs. And here's another breadcrumb. I don't know why this is called a breadcrumb, but it seems like it's really just links to properties. I don't know why they call that a breadcrumb, but who knows? And so Zillow is using breadcrumb for this. And if we just look, like if we look at these images, we already did it. We're going to see all the images for some reason. Oh, here's single family residence. I don't know how that. This is under breadcrumb. Was the other one? This is event. Maybe those are open houses. God bless. Yeah. Maybe that's open houses, but I wonder what they mean by this. I doubt that that's part of. Yeah, that's not part of dev site under. So let's see if it's under. That seems like a very odd thing to be in the results, but you would think, yes, look at that, single family residence. What does that have to do with Gmail? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. What does Gmail have to do with single family residence? Wow, look at this, Gmail. What does single family residence have to do with Gmail? That's a very strange. Who knew? This looks like it's dedicated to. Oh, look at that. Google's trying to organize the world here. Holy smokes! Wow, single family resident. But why is that under Gmail? What does single family residence have to do with Gmail? What is this list? Wow, this is really interesting. Email markup. So it's under email markup? Is that true? That's what it seems to be. Wow. Anyway, that is bizarre. So these are all the things that Zillow is using. Name, URL. So for some reason, what does this have to do? All Ohio. Look at that. Cincinnati, Ohio. Seven Hills, Ohio. So this is all under Ohio. They certainly have a pretty busy search engine results page. Now, here's Google. Google is in the green because it's the one we're comparing to. Zillow is the reference. And Google kind of lists prices and offers, and these must be Play Store. Yeah, these are things in the Play Store. The so-called Play Store. I love that. Play. Everyone's playing. And I don't know why, but Nexon Blue Archive seems to be the first one in the list. Look at this, 10 square. It's interesting. Prices are 0. I guess there's no cost, and that's probably what they're trying to tell us. Now, thumbnails. There's another category called thumbnail. So this should be in the custom search. It even is. It does CSE, means custom search engine, right? So this, you can click on that, and then you can actually go here and see this is a custom search JSON API, the REST API, and it's actually telling us something, and you can even try it here. This is the list call. What does Why is that? Thumbnail. It just ignored the thumbnail part, I think. But let's just see what an example of this thumbnail is. So this is something that the red is what Zillow is sending, and the green is what Google is sending. So let's see what Google is sending. Seems like a pretty bizarre copy. And then we can go over here and just see what Google is sending. There it is. Why is Google sending that? It's not clear to me. Wow, that is pretty strange. Let's just see what Zillow is sending then. What is a thumbnail? Thumbnail, oh maybe, who knows? Let's just compare what... that's back to that house. Oh, so maybe that's the thumbnail version of it? It's hard to tell. Now, these are meta tags, so that also means something in the search engine results page. And MS application tile color, that's just giving the different colors. These are all Zillow things. Copyright Zillow, you can see it. Site name Zillow. OG. I can't. What is OG? OG. Just out of curiosity. That's not going to find much because OG probably is just too generic. Yeah. That is weird. Even if you search Google on OG, what's it? Original Gangsters. OG custom search engine results page programmable with OG. Oh, OG might be object graph. Could it be related to Facebook? OG. Oops, that's weird. OG Facebook. It might be that object graph crap. Yeah. Yeah. No, OG is probably a person. Oh my goodness. Sorry about this. That's not what we wanted. Isn't it object graph? Let's just see. Object graph. See, you kind of have to know what it means before you know what it means. Object graph. It might mean that. What is the ratio of the OG image? What is the OG image property? Open graph. Okay, so it's open graph. That's probably what it is. What cryptic? Good luck, new people in the internet. OG. So that has something to do. And why would OG be set? OG description. So this has to do with Facebook. And then there's here's another one. Facebook app ID. So Zillow has a Facebook app ID and they just blast it right into the search results page. Now this is the Google stuff. Google OG. I see. This is a little bit of a mistake because they have colons, multiple colons in there. OG type and is website and a card. So this is what Google is telling Facebook, right? And then if you come down here, there's an OG title. This is what Zillow is telling Facebook. And there's a viewport. Okay, so let's compare the viewport. Looks like Zillow's all over the place with this. And Google just says width equals device width and initial scale 1. This is the voodoo of the internet. So refer for Zillow is always, whatever that means, and I would defer to Google on these things. And then there's an OG URL, and that's Ohio for Zillow, and then the games US, that's Google. So then we just move on to this search, I guess that's custom search engine image, and Google has theirs, and let's just look at what Google's is. Just sometimes just looking at this stuff helps us. Copy. So we can go here and see what Google considers its. Again, what is this bluey thing? What is this? Let's search Google. Can we search Google for this image? Wow. What does this have to do with Google? That is so strange. That is so strange. Why is Google sending that back? That almost looks like a oddity. All right, but it is coming from Google. What the heck? So these are more Google stuff. This is the kind, the title, Google Store for Google-made devices and accessories. So this obviously is all the Nest and Google selling things. So it's a little tricky when you're the search engine and you're selling. And then there's a source here. I wonder what this is. I hope it's not that image again. Let's keep looking. How many of these images is Google going to send to us? This is Google analyzing Google. Oh, look at, there's a little image here. Let's see if we can blow it up. What the heck is this? It's not even, oh, it's an advertisement for the Pixel phone. Yeah, so we'll kill that. Some Pixel advertisement. Now let's just keep going down. There's meta tags. These are important, these meta tags. Google Store. Look at made by Google, Twitter. So the Twitter site and the Twitter image alt. What else is in here? There's Google Scholar. So it's advertising Google Scholar here. So you can see there's a high level. Google seems to do it by domain name, where other sites do it by subdirectories or directories or folders, whatever you call them. Right, so there's a scholar.google, scholar.google.com. There's an images.google.com, so that's Santa Tracker, so that's important to Google, or the Google search engine thinks that's important. And what else is happening? Okay, so now we're back to Zillow. Zillow has a learning center, and at a kind of an equivalent place, Google has its Explore Google Earth. So it's going to be Zillow Learn, zillow.com/learn versus earth.google.com. And there we go, the display link. So here's another snippet. Zillow Group is committed to ensuring digital accessibility for individuals with disabilities. We are continuously working to improve the accessibility of our ... You can see where they made a mistake, because that's kind of it's questionable whether it's a mistake or not, but you're going beyond what Google will even parse. So here it is, grab the helm and go on an adventure. See, Google always stays within the limits, it looks like. Grab the helm. So this is Google Earth. And let's keep going down. There's learn versus earth.google. Again, Google uses the full subdomain names. So it's not even using folders at all yet. Okay. So here we see another part, another meta tags, and again, Zillow is using all kinds of Microsoft application, and that doesn't look like Google is using. So what is the best reference for this? Maybe Google itself or YouTube. YouTube has trillions of pages indexed. And I guess we could compare it to Reddit too, which is probably a more basic site. But here it is. So there actually is a folder here. So earthgoogle.com/web versus, and here it is with Zillow saying everything you need to know before buying, selling, renting, tips, research, step-by-step guides to build confidence around your next move. And let's look at Google here. Google has a generic Facebook. So this is another image. This is a search engine image. It's not clear to me how these are used. It's probably in different, like Discover or something, but it's definitely all schema LD stuff. So there it is. Wow, that's a cool image. Wonder why it's called Facebook, generic Facebook. That's a very cool image. I'm going to save that. Cool. And let's go back to here and see what else is hidden inside our friend custom search result. Then Zillow highlights Puerto Rico, and you see again they use /PR. They are very consistent, which Google likes very much. Zillow has about 2,500 homes for sale in Puerto Rico here. And what else do we see? This just goes on and on. All these are ideas. So your site should kind of learn from Zillow, it looks like, or also Google. And we'll switch to a different one as soon as we get down. Look at this. This is Jose Ferrer, and this is all part of the single-family residence. Again, the schema single-family residence. Not sure how that displays itself in the Google world, but it must have some place, because look at how many Zillow is putting in here. Oh my goodness. And Hawaii breadcrumb list, they use that a lot. Google doesn't seem to even use that. Single family residence, again. My goodness, Zillow is an expert at this, it appears, or maybe not, who knows. Wow, look at all this. Now it's Missouri, probably. Yep, Missouri. This is all Zillow. Wow. But you see, Google doesn't do this. Now let's keep going down and seeing if there's anything. Wow, see, Zillow spent a lot of time doing this. This is cool. And there's another Alabama. Wow, let's just start scrolling. There's a lot of stuff here. Can I page down? Whoa, holy smokes. Yeah, I'll just start paging down because Zillow is just dumping its whole database out. Look at all this stuff. Oh my goodness. They've practically, in their search results, they practically dump out their whole database. Oh my goodness. Well, no, but they have obviously, whatever, hundreds of millions, because they index things that aren't for sale too. They just keep everything. And now let's finally we come back to Google, and Google is the search engine of Google thinks that of the google.com site, this one plan is important. So there's one.google.com/about. Thinks that that's important. But really, Google, it kind of depends on where you are. So this is all done server-side, so maybe it treats that differently than where you are. So you may not see the exact same results. Google adjusts to the situation. So if you're if they think you want pizza, they're going to give you pizza stores near you, not generic. And if a server asks for it, it kind of does it by IP address. And this is us. So there's Chrome. It thinks Chrome is important. So in this case, it is a subdirectory. You can see it's www Google and then /Chrome, because I guess it's not chrome.google.com. Maybe that's because Chrome is an open source project. Who knows? But here's another one, Street View. So it thinks Street View is important. And look at this. And so they overflowed their limit too. So that's interesting. Street View stitches together billions of panoramic images to provide a virtual representation of our surroundings. Is that really what it's doing? Wow. So those things are just taking pictures. Wow. And there it is, Street View. So this is Street View. It's interesting to compare these things. Now, let's go down. Here's another source. All these, you can compare your site to Google. And okay, so now, just to give the high-level overview of the way the site works, there's a little menu at the top, and you can do the formatted compare, which is here, or you can go back to the top and look at the raw compare. This is the actual results coming out of Google, right? Search engine. And then what you can do is look at these. I guess this is the raw compare with the difference, the diffs. But if you want to see the search engine report for, I guess this is Zillow, then it's here. And if you want to see the search engine report for Google, it's here. But another cool thing you can do is just type whatever you want here, any keyword. I'm going to put reddit.com, right? And what should happen is it should go out and cache and search Reddit. And there it just reformatted it. Yeah, it just searched. And this will compare Zillow to Reddit. And let's just look at the counts, because usually that's pretty cool to see. That's the first thing you always look at, is Reddit has over 200 million pages, right? And Zillow, again, only has 26 million. I think it's because Reddit is kind of written by people, and Zillow is owned and kind of controlled by a corporation, where Reddit is kind of user contributed content, just like YouTube. If you put YouTube in here, it'll be enormous. It's like in the trillions, not in the billions, yeah. Or millions. Wait. This is millions, so it's in the billions, not in the. So, yeah. And Reddit. Let's see what Reddit. Reddit is not that good at this stuff, right? Because look at it. It announces itself as get email notifications whenever Reddit creates. This is how they announce or describe themselves. That's interesting. That's stat. Oh, because this is their status page. The status page seems to be the most important to the Google search, or maybe, who knows. Meta tags, and if we look down for more of Reddit, let's just see if Reddit does anything. Does very little. And let me just page down, because obviously Zillow is like the example of going crazy. Okay, so here's another thing that Reddit wants you to know about, or that Google search thinks is important, is code.reddit.com. It's what? GitHub Reddit archive, historical code from reddit.com. Well, who knew Reddit source is out there? Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. This is a cool way to look at the search results, to report bugs in Reddit. This repository has been archived. Wow. So the author was Reddit Archive, and the name is Reddit. Who knew? And historical code, yeah. That's what's most important, is the historical code. And then there's also an open graph GitHub assets. Wow, I don't even want to look at that. Now, best, this is another one that Google thinks is important, is best Dogecoin posts. Wow. Let's just see what, oh my goodness. There's actually a T. I don't even know what T is. I thought there was subreddits. Maybe this is, let's just look and see what that is. What is a T? Let's just see if that actually shows up in Reddit.
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Status, there it is. Archive, yep, that's what sign up for Reddit ads and best Dogecoin. Yeah, there it is. Now, what was this other one, this T one? Never even heard of T. Let's see what T is. So we go over here and we go here. Yeah, I guess that gets redirected to someplace. No, there is a T. There is a T link. Important message for Doge community. Community, please do not sell your Doge when it hits $1. What in the world? I guess you have to join this Doge. Might as well join. Oh no, you have to log in. Yeah, I'll do that later. Yeah, it must be important. When was this? 3 years ago. How to buy Dogecoin. Do not fall for hype. Dogecoin. Don't trust random people offering financial advice. Wow, that's cool. All right, so let's get back to the search report. Also at the top, you can always go to the top. Since you're in the middle of this, as they say, like and subscribe, stay to the end. There's something spectacular. You can click on these links and share the page. And what's cool about it is it's probably going to force me to log in, but it should. Do you want to log in first? No. But it did. See, I think it built the link correctly. So this you can share with a friend, and it'll compare Reddit to Zillow, right? And what it is, search engine report page, it compares it to Zillow. But if you have better examples, let me know. I can put it in there. And let's put in one that's impressive is YouTube. YouTube.com. That one is very impressive. I wonder what the busiest site is in the world, or the one that's most indexed in the world. We'll put that into Google to see. But here, if you go to, I guess I have to go to the top. Oh, there it is. Total results. And then it should say formatted. There it is. So we're talking millions and billions. So 3 billion pages indexed. So let's ask Google. That's a good question. Dogecoin. Wow, that's scary. We can go here and ask, oops, wrong way. What site has the most entries in the Google index? It's probably YouTube. Which site has the most pages indexed by Google? That's the right question. Facebook. Oh, so YouTube is low. Huh. Look at that, Facebook. So who knew? Who knew that Facebook, Yahoo, YouTube, that's approximately correct. Flickr, that cannot be true still. That was 10 years ago. Let's just see. Let's see, because 10 years ago, it was much lower. So it's now 3.5 billion. So let's see what Facebook is. Oh, don't tell. Oh, I guess I'd already done this. Let's see. See what Facebook. So is it dropping? It gives a formatted one here. So 500, almost. No, wait a second. 500 million. 500 million. And what was 500 million? No, I think but these numbers are not exactly accurate, because this is just what Google kind of dumps out. So they don't tell us exactly. So you can't rely on those total numbers, but they give a ballpark figure. So let's just say 500 million versus YouTube. It should be cash, so it should be faster, but let's see. Did I not press enter? Come on, press enter. Yeah, it looks like YouTube is bigger than Facebook, at least for the Google. Yeah, so it's 3.5. 3.5 billion. Yeah. So I think this guy is. I don't know how he would know 19 billion. I don't know how he would know that, because that is only Google knows that. even Facebook. How did he tell? Oh, site domain. Yeah, but see, that is not accurate. That's not an accurate. In fact, Google doesn't even show that anymore. All right, so that's the things to do. Okay, even Facebook seems to be far ahead of. No, that's not true. Just to get Meta as Google itself. Yeah, this person probably knows that that site report is not 100% accurate. It's not like all right, so let's pause here. This is kind of cool. If you have questions, please post them. And thank you. And you can, as I said, you can share, or if you have questions, of course we could compare against any video, any site. Oh, you can also just put in any keyword you want, but I don't see how that's useful. So if I put in, I don't know, Larry Page, I don't see how that would be useful, but you can actually do that. So it's comparing a Larry Page custom result to, and look at that, Larry Page, that many pages come up for 300 million? No, that can't be. Larry Page, wow, a Larry Page, wow, who knew? Larry Page is famous. Forbes, Larry Page. Wow, look at that. I wonder if Larry is happy about that. Anyway, thank you all. Peace out.